Hi, this is Keisha and welcome to another episode of Excel Learning Series with DATEVALUE Philippines. In today's episode, we will learn three functions from the date and time category in Excel, namely the DATEVALUE function, the time function, and the EOMONTH function. Date and time functions implement date and time manipulation operations and help you create calculations based on date and time. They provide support for time acquisition, conversion between date formats, and formatted output to strings. Let's begin with the DATEVALUE function. DATEVALUE function in Excel converts a date in the form of text to a serial number. Suppose if you feed 27 August 2019 as text date, then DATEVALUE function will convert this into 43704, which is a serial number. In this example, it shows that we have two columns named date text and date value, where date text only contains text with month, day, and year. Now let us use the DATEVALUE function to convert the date text to the proper date format. Insert the function DATEVALUE by selecting the corresponding cells, and then input equals DATEVALUE and then the cell. Once we hit the Enter key, the following results will be displayed as follows. DATEVALUE returns strings of serial numbers. Here, we can notice that we got a value error. You may wonder why we got this error because of several reasons. The date text argument might be a value in date format, the date text argument might be a value in number format, or the date settings might be set to month, day, year format, and it should not be in day, month format. In order to overcome this error value, we need to format the cells to date format, or we have another option where we can avoid this value error. We can enter date value by inserting the date within the quotation. That is, equals date value, quotation mark, the date, which is 27, the month, which is March, and the year, which is 2006. Another quotation mark, and then the close parenthesis. Here we can see that this is in the formula part, and then the result will be this, the serial number. We just have to repeat this formula with the other date text. So, date, value, the quotation mark, the date, the month, and the year. Let us not forget to add a close quotation mark and then a close parenthesis. See, we got the serial number. Next, we just have to repeat this again. Date value, quotation mark, date, the month, the year, quotation mark, close parenthesis. Date value, quotation mark, date, month, year, quotation mark, and then the close parenthesis. We will see various kinds of date formats in which how the date value works. In the previous example, we have seen that we got an error value because the cells are not formatted. DATEVALUE function will work only if the cells are in the proper text format, otherwise we will get the same error. Now let's consider these following examples of how the DATEVALUE function works. Here we can still see two columns named date and date value. The date is in text format, so to convert to serial numbers, we will use the DATEVALUE function. So we click the date and time category in the formula tab, and inside the date and time category, choose the DATEVALUE function. Once we click the DATEVALUE function, we will see a dialog box. Choose the cell to be converted to date value and click done. Our cell is A11. We can see that it shows some serial number values at the bottom as well as the date format above. We will get the result as serial numbers where it denotes 5 December 1995 is equal to 35038. Here we can see that we can drag this cell down because we use the same formula, compared to the other ones where we have to input the data one by one. We can also see why these serial numbers appear because the specific cells are in a general format as shown here above. Here, it's in general format. To view a date serial number as a date, we must apply a date format to the cell. We need to change that general format to the proper date format by choosing a shortcode for short date from the drop-down box. Here, this is the short date. After formatting all the cells, we can see that all serial numbers are converted to the proper date format, and this is the final result. Next is the time function. The time function in Excel is just another time function that returns hour, minute, AM, PM format time. We just need to feed hour, minute, and second as our requirements, and the time function will exactly return the same value in AM and PM details. We have three columns: decimal, hours, minutes, and hours, minute, seconds. These are three different formats which show the time function results. To find the decimal, input the formula equals time, the hour, which is A5, the minute, which is B5, and the seconds, which is C5. In order to convert this into a decimal format, right-click and choose Format Cells, and then choose General. As you can see, General is here. So now we have decimal. To find hours, minutes, AM, PM, we need to do the same thing as we did in inputting the formula for decimal. So that is equals time, A5, which is the hour, B5, which is the minute, and C5, which is the second. And now to display in the format for the hours, minutes, right-click and choose Format Cells, and then we will find this in time, this hour, minute format. Next, the third format is hours, minutes, seconds, where we have used the same time function to display it. So that is equals time, A5, B5, C5, and press enter. Since this is an hours, minutes, seconds format, we need to change it to an hours, minutes, seconds format. So here we go to time and then choose this format. So there we have it. Now we just need to repeat this for the other examples, but since we have used the same formula, we can just drag the cell down, and then we get decimals, just like here. Drag this down and we get hours, minutes format, and then lastly here we get hours, minutes, seconds format for the rest. And these are the results. Now let us proceed to the final function, the EOMONTH function. EOMONTH function is used to get the end date of any month from the selected dates. Here we just need to select the start date from which end date of the month to be calculated, and then select the sequence of the month out of 12, for which we need to find the end date. For example, if you have selected March 27, 2006 as the start date and then months as 1, then the end month date will be the last date of the following month's end date. Let us consider the data and find the end of the month by using the months column. Apply the EOMONTH formula to get the end of the month results. That is equals EOMONTH, the start date, which is in A5 cell, and the months, which is in B5 cell. And thus that is the end of the month's results. In the first date, I have given 5 as the month, and the result is 10/31/2022. From 5/19/2022, I am going ahead for 5 months. Here, the formula excludes the current month and takes the next 5 months. Next, we have to repeat the formula equals EOMONTH, the start date, which is in A6 cell, and the months, which is in B6 cell. If you look at the negative number, I have given -2, and the result is 6/30/2022. It was going back for 2 months from 8/4/2022 and returned the value as 6/30/2022. You can manually input the data again for the rest of the examples, but you can also drag the cell because we have used the same formula for the rest of the EOMONTH. And those are the results. And that is all for me. Once again, I am Keisha from Textile Philippines. Thanks for watching.